Hey everybody, today's video is all about pork steaks, and I'm going to cook them 3 different ways on my Grill's M16 back here. I was introduced to pork steaks when I was at a fair out in Iowa, and I never heard of pork steaks even though I'm from North Carolina, but I thought, well, let me just give it a try and see what a pork steak is. So I tried it and I said, man, this is actually really good. When I went back home and I did some research trying to figure out what is a pork steak, I found out it was just coming from a pork shoulder. So hey, if you go to the grocery store, get you a pork shoulder, ask the butcher back there to cut it up into 1 inch, 1.5 inch, however thick like you'd like steaks. They'll go ahead and slice that up for you and you have yourself a pork steak. Now the way that you cook this is all up to you. You can go direct over the coals, you can slow smoke it like you do a pulled pork. But today, what I'm trying to do is a little bit of a reverse sear, where I'm gonna start over on cold side of the grill and move it over to the direct coals after it hits probably about 175, 185, somewhere around there, just so I can finish it off. We're going to use a smaller charcoal chimney today because the M16 really doesn't need a lot of coals to stay around 275 degrees. The grill is so efficient that anything more and it may cause more flames than we want later on. You can see all of the leftover coals from a prior cook, and they're still useful. For today, I'm just going to shake the basket to unblock the air holes at the bottom of this basket. I have 3 steaks that I'm cooking today, and I'm going to try 3 different seasonings. First up, I'm going to try the State Fair rub by John Henry. I figured since I tried pork steaks in an outdoor fair-like setup, this might fit the theme. Up next, I'm going to try one of my favorite general rubs, Midwest Dust. It's not spicy, just very balanced. Finally, I made my own little house rub with salt, pepper, garlic, and some umami flakes for some fun. I'm going to be using some apple and pecan chunks. Both of these smell great and aren't too overbearing when cooking pork. We're starting out indirect, so coals on one side, grates on the other. We're targeting a temperature of 275 degrees in the grill. M16 is great because as soon as the grill hits that temperature, you can close the vents just enough and it can just sip the air and maintain temperatures. Coming from a Weber kettle, this was impressive. You guys ever get to where you don't believe what your thermometers are telling you? I don't believe it. So, time to get another thermometer. Let's check this one, second opinion. Well, it might just be right. All right, we're at that special time. About 1 hour later, we are ready for the direct portion of the cook. I'm trying desperately not to live up to the name of this channel and burn this food, but searing meat is an art form. Let's go ahead and give this a flip. A little too much hot. These look like the best ones I've ever done, quite honestly. Well, we got them off. Oops, in the same order as we put them on. So we're gonna go ahead and get these inside. I'm gonna shut down the grill. Oh, let me show you how we shut this down first. So, easiest way to shut down the grill, we just come over here, close vent 1, and there's vent 2, close vent 2, and we're just gonna let this thing die right down, and then it's all over. So No on-camera taste testing today, but I will tell you that I was able to get good texture on the meat, and it was still juicy the next day on a reheat. Midwest dust worked spectacularly on the pork, which makes sense because pork steaks are largely a Midwest cut. The State Fair rub was the most pepper-forward seasoning, while my house rub probably needed a little more salt to really elevate the meat. Let's see what other videos are out there.